Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I have 3 different formations. I'm going to show you 2 kind of alternate free-to-play lineups and then finally the pay-to-win teams. We have a really interesting map effect on map 2 this week. So we're gonna have some cool teams for that. Okay, the good news is I think the developers have changed it so that you will just be able to copy my formation ID in the corner and set it because it's now registered as kind of like a defense setup. Hopefully that will work. Anyway, team number 1 for free to play is going to be the Iron Nuke team because it is really strong, and especially for this map where everyone's already grouped up to begin with, you can usually hit almost all the enemies with the Iron ultimate. We have Damon buffing up Shmira and Iron on the tiles, Nero to take an enemy Lily May interruption, and Almas for more crowd control. Pretty standard. For team number 2, now team number 2, this is the really interesting map effect. So the first option I have is if you do not have Zanie. So this is kind of like the No-Zanie version of a free-to-play team lineup. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to have the Guardian spell. We know Faramore does really well in a 2v2 setup. Guardian will protect him long enough to get off his ultimate. We also have him attack buffing Lily May, who also is pretty good as a damage dealer for a 2v2. And she is going to deal damage, interrupt enemies, and hopefully survive because she's going to be in the back. Faramore is going to be tanking the damage, and we have the Guardian spell. So I think this is a good option. And then as a fallback, we're going to have Hugin in front of Tassi and Pandora. So Hugin charms are going to boost Tassi's damage further. We have Pandora to put Tassi into a box, and then she will come out with the full energy. I'm pretty sure that this is going to work because when Pandora enters the battle later on, she should still be putting the ally into the box. I think this will put her into the box and give her that boosted attack. And overall, kind of a good, solid team that you can run if you don't have Zanie. And then team number 3 is going to be the Igor Satrana stall. And even if your Igor is a bit lower ascension or even Satrana a bit lower ascension, still this is a very strong team. Satrana is going to provide her sparks onto your Bonnie and Siren, who's going to rapidly spread the debuffs onto the enemy. Also, this is going to help spread Bonnie's debuff. Ludovic is going to heal everyone. We have the Elderbow spell because there's a lot of range damage here with both Siren and Bonnie. And Igor is going to stall out at the end and while everyone just ticks down. If you needed to, you can replace Igor for a hero like Thorin. But you just cannot get a really valuable soul pact in this map. But it would still provide the Greyborn faction talents. So let's go ahead and move on to the next free-to-play team lineup. So for the next free-to-play lineup, we're going to have the same team number 1, which is the Iron Nuke team with Shmira. So we'll just skip over this one. Team number 2 is now going to be the Zanie team. Now, if you have Zanie, now is the time to bring her out for this Supreme Arena. Because this 2v2 map effect, Zanie will join the battle while being on the faction tile in the back with the 2 turrets. And like, you just have so much power here. And I also decided to pair this up with Faramore, because Faramore can give an attack buff to power up the turret even further. And Faramore with the Guardian spell is going to be well protected. And again, Faramore does well in a 2v2. He can cast his ultimate, deal good damage. And Zanie is going to be pretty well protected with the Guardian spell. And this turret is just going to shred through the enemy team, killing the 2 enemies quickly. And then the other 3 enemies will join the fight. And Zanie is just going to blow them up. Now, if you have a fallback, if you do like manage for the fight to go on long enough, we do have Hugin in front of Odie. Here and Rowan off to the side. I just need to make sure I have the Lightbearer faction talents engaged, and Odie is another good hero on the Lightbearer faction talents, so you can have him behind the Hugin. But if you wanted to not use Rowan, you can just run any other Lightbearer hero here rather than Rowan. You just want to enable these Lightbearer faction talents basically, and that is basically it. Yeah, and we want to attack buff the front tower turret of Zanie because that is the one that is actually going to be dealing the damage because they're going to combine. These 2 turrets are going to combine together because they're 2 tiles away from each other. So this is going to be a solid team, honestly, and a pretty scary team. This is going to do very well for you. Now, team number 3 is going to be kind of like a different version of the Graveborn oriented team. We have Bonnie, who's still going to debuff, Thorin going to soul pack the Bonnie, Ludovic healing up Siren and Lily May, and you have the Elderbow because you have a lot of long range damage here, but you could also go for the Dragon Roar spell. I think Dragon Roar spell would also be a good option. And before we move on to the pay to win teams, if you guys are thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. Okay guys, finally we have the pay-to-win team. So we have Athalia on the Stellar Bond buff from the Twins, so she's going to hit even harder. The only way they can buff anyone is if they're on this vertical tile lineup for this map. And then we also have Rainier, who can position swap Tassi or Bonnie onto the tiles in the back, which is pretty valuable. And in this position, if the opponent plays a hero in the back rearmost tile of their own, that will make Tassi be the one to be swapped, which is what I want. I want Tassi to be buffed up as much as possible on these Hypergene Celestial tiles. She's going to be my major win condition. We also have Bonnie, because Bonnie has great synergy with Tassi, spreading the debuffs and also just working down enemy. And we have Guardian Spell for more protection. Overall, I think this is going to be a very solid team. For team number 2, we have Zanie, and I think this may be the best version of Zanie. This is what I'm trying and I'm going to experiment with. The Pheromore team I showed you from the second free-to-play lineup just now, that is also really good, and honestly, I can see how that would be, I don't know, maybe even as good or better than this one. But here what my plan is, I have Damon to buff and shield the Zanie to protect her more. I also have the Core Force spell to make the Zanie unaffected in the back, and also give some damage reduction to herself. Damon is going to shield me. Basically, this is going to buy time. The turrets are going to deal their damage. It's difficult for the opponent to kill me, and then Damon can also fear them, which is going to buy more time for myself. So I think this is going to be probably the best version I could think of. And then as the standby heroes, we have Theodore in front of Siren, and then Hugin as well. So if the match goes on long enough and they enter the battle, Theodore is going to allow Siren to almost instantly cast his ultimate, and then he is going to group up the enemies. Hugin can then shield and protect the team further, and Siren will just try to kill them with the Core Force spell on himself in the back. So that is basically my game plan. But Zanie on map number 2, definitely you want to run if you have Zanie built. Either you go for Pheromore, I think that can be really solid, or you go for like a Damon plus Zanie as a front 2 heroes to enter the battle. And you can go for Core Forge, or you can go for Guardian Spell. That's basically it. Okay, team number 3 is going to be the pay-to-win Crying Eye team. But again, you do not need to run Dunlinger. Honestly, you could run, just basically you want to have 3 Celestial Hypergean heroes here. Fresco can work. Kulu obviously would work. But Dunlinger is the best protection, because then if the opponent runs a Dunlinger of their own, at least your Crying Eye is going to be protected for long enough. And I have Ludovic because I think more healing for this team, healing Pandora, healing Kulu, it will keep them more well protected and survive for longer. And we have the Dragon Roar spell, because this is going to be a bit of a longer team, and also even Pandora will give that first 4 seconds in the box, so Dragon Roar will activate 6 seconds into the battle. So even if Crying Eye is able to immediately cast her ultimate, during her ultimate the Dragon Roar is going to cast and give her that bonus buffs. So anyway guys, those are the top teams I was able to come up with for this week. Hopefully they work out well for you. If you have any other ideas, feel free to share them in the comment section down below. If you're not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please consider joining. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And if you guys are thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight Store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. There's the best where you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.